Hello everyone and welcome to another tutorial. Today we'll be working with Pixton. As you can see, I'm already logged in, but you can easily do so on the right corner button, which you will find that says log in, and you can create an account. I have linked it with my Gmail, so it's the easiest way to do so, but it is supported by many other apps. Well, the first thing you will find is that I'm here as an educator. You can be either a solo, a student, or just someone who wants to use the app, or as an educator, which will give you another set of advantages. This is a paid site. You have a 7-day trial, but you can pick and choose the different prices. Well, as you will see, the first thing we encounter is the general area, which is your comics, and then you can have groups of students and so on, and you will be asked why. Example, I will put my levels, which right now are basically the first, and there are some secondary grades, and my topics, which are usually English. So once we enter it, you will find that you can create a classroom, include students using links, and similarly create activities. And you will be able to see the answers there. Then you have some tutorials, which are super nice to get started. But we will go into the basic, which is how to create a comic, because this is a comic creating app. So here I have one that I have started, and you can create recurring characters. So we'll start with a custom character at first, which we cannot do because I have already done one. So I will show you how to make a comic. Okay, let's edit the comic I have. So we're going to edit our comic, and you can basically give a topic, which will give you a set. Let's show that. So first I wrote nature, but let's add another one. Let's say, for example, animals, which is fitting for them. And it will give us at first, so it took sports and animal farm, we'll unclick sports, and this will give us a set of characters, props, and backgrounds that it finds relevant. If not, you can use advanced and you have all available content, but I found that very overwhelming, so I recommend starting with this. So now you will see that most of our backgrounds are all nature related. There are a few that are not, but that's because it's talking about Orwell. So let's take a nice little forest. We can make it at different points in the day. Even a flashback, so basically sepia or old-timey. We also have more abstract backgrounds, which are like feelings, expressions, just pretty backgrounds. For example, this one might be useful for confusion or something like that. Then we have our characters, of course. So in this comic, we will need to create a person. So we can basically, it will give us once again pre-selected. So let's have a happy camper, and we can decide whether male, female, their weight, so it's vaguely inclusive. This is as fat as it gets, which I think it's not great, but I'm quite sure, so let's go with this girl, and we can of course continue editing her later. Once she has loaded, we can continue editing. So I'm going to make myself, so I'm quite pale. We can also decide how zoomed in this picture is, how big the character appears. I want her to be quite visible. Her color, mine is like a dirty blonde, so let's go with that, something like that. It's not that complex. This is as far as we can get, really. So we have a character, we can add, of course, one more, and we can add a creature because this is a forest. Of course, we can move our character throughout the comic. And let's say I find a very nice little frog. You will find different poses for the character, so it's leaping. And we can, once again, make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see, and it's running away from me. So we can include objects that are on the background, like tables and so on, trees, or handheld, meaning our character will have them. So let's give her, let's say, well, a lasso seems rough. Let's give her a paintbrush because she's painting this frog. So therefore we might need an easel if we can find one. but we will need to open the advanced edit to do so. Then we can give it different ways of looking. We can change the perspective, which I think is awesome. And well, it has certain setups for the camera if you want. Then of course you can add text. You can add text within the text, like a speech bubble within the picture. You can add a caption that goes on top, on the bottom, kind of like a meme. And you have also some Batman-like onomatopoeias. So let's add a no, because it's escaping. But my face is not reflecting that. So let's give us our character an expression that reflects the feeling a bit more. So maybe one like this. I find that. We can go even more dramatic with tears, because I was painting and it moved. And the pose is still quite stiff, it's very basic. So let's give a more interesting. We can decide which way the character is looking. We can do the same, of course, for the frog afterwards, but I'm reaching for it because it's escaping. No! And now it's covered by the arm, so I'm going to move it, and the frog is too close, so it doesn't look like it's escaping right there. So this is a very simple comic, and this is our first page. Then we can go to the next one and start the process over again. Of course, you already have some of the work done already. This uses a lot of like pre-generated pictures. And let's say it's gotten to night, I'm crying, and so on. We can go on and on and on. So I find this a quite useful app. And once we're finished, we can also go back because we didn't like that idea and say done. Once we're done, we will find it here. So 2 pictures, and we can share it, publish it, duplicate it. And well, we can make multiple versions. We can include a voiceover, and we can download it, print it, share it, typical use of apps nowadays. So I hope you enjoyed this first overview of how to use Pixton. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.